Hi, my name is Corie, and today we have Kasey Phillips.
What's up, sir?
That works for you? Kasey, what happened, brother? You gotta keep these people on their toes, you know.
Well, I trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, you come with a handler too. We had to keep them guessing. We had to keep the handlers on the edge, right? Everything, brother?
I cool, man. I cool. You know, running on low sleep, but we here.
You're accustomed to that?
Yes, I know. I'm trying to be better at it.
I'm sure. You're lucky to have you in Trinidad. You have a time zone difference to where you is, right? So you gotta get accustomed to all that.
Yeah, here for a little bit, man.
We're here for a while.
Here to get some business stuff done, and then I go on
When
in
you
the
say
month.
business stuff, that mean like next year road march and that
Nah,
kind of business. Just checking, just checking.
We now start though. We now start the
Tell you, we
episode.
had to keep the handlers active. We can't ever let them stop. You know what I mean? We had to keep them busy. So listen, good place for me to start, right? Because we're coming off Grenada Carnival. And I remember having a conversation with you about your own contribution and some of your work in Grenada. This year in particular, why we look at in Grenada, they always have that jab energy that everybody looking at. But Instagram and thing this year, social media is the biggest ad I ever see for Grenada Carnival, pretty much ever. But you had some influence there with some workshops that you did.
Yeah, we just did a workshop in May, I believe. Myself, LG Stage Management, Riddim, we did Bring the Beat, music masterclass.
Yeah.
Music production masterclass.
Nice.
The government just reached out. We went and we do this workshop. It was about, I can't remember how many guys were. I can't remember the number now.
LG, we
35. Thank you. 35 guys there. They were extremely enthusiastic. They asked questions from the first minute.
Serious?
I couldn't even go for lunch. They keep coming up to ask questions. Gabby had to block them we had to eat. But nobody had helped us guide the workshop now. It was like, oh, there's what you want to know. Oh, there's what you want to know.
Gotcha.
When I was great, I've been gone for a while because I moved away about 11 years now.
Oh, wow.
So I've been a little out of touch with what the impact is still, what the impact still is.
Right.
So, I did all those songs back then. Time does go, it might fade off, but now when Grenada and they still is like, we love these songs, etc., etc. But workshop was great. We did a exercise at the end of the workshop where we did a before and after. Go back and mix over a song we had before. And the results was so crazy. I had to stop and be like, hold on, this sounding so different. How y'all learned to do this before? And they're like, we never learned. This is the first mixing class. This is the first class of this type that we do. And I was like, oh.
So it's kind of like figure it out as they go along.
YouTube, ask the partner, something.
Gotcha.
So it's so funny. I was listening to the road march from Grenada a week ago. And I was like, this song ain't good, boy. Who would do this, boy? I see a Major League and I check back the guys who was in class. He was in the class.
So your class at the time, the people who sign up for the workshop is current producers of the current music in Grenada. It's not up and coming or
both.
Oh, you had some of that too?
Yeah, up and coming and seasoned producers as well.
Well, let me talk to you about doing two things separately now. The up and coming guys, they come in to a master class. They have some basic understanding.
You kind of have to have some. You had to know what it is to some degree because it's an advanced master class. It's not just we're not teaching you this is a feed. This is how you produce. No, it's kind of like advanced. We're going into the depths of, okay, this is how precision approaches producing a song, mixing a song, recording vocals, stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
And then these seasoned guys who are accustomed to it, they understand who you are. They understand the work you've done.
Well, that was the crazy part. A lot of the guys there, shout out to Expert and Lion Pope and some of the guys, they were like, yo, precision influenced me to want to produce. So a lot of them I connected with for the first time.
Oh, you didn't know this going on?
I don't know them personally. I know the names. I know of
But you
experts.
don't know that you inspire?
No.
They're not intimidated. You don't be flustered by that or anything?
I still processing it.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where my brain is be like, wait, what?
Yeah.
And he'd be like, this song, this one, and then I do this beat, that song like your beat because it inspires. Like, oh, really? Okay.
Gotcha. So
I didn't know.
Before and after work with them, when you say old project, it's something that they were
like a current song that was released already, and I was like,
good.
okay, mix it over now because Grenada have their own sound, they have their own style, jab, horn, conch shell. So I not going there to change their sound. right? Which is a very important point.
Understood.
I am just there to show the technical foundation and say, all right, this is how we make this better. And they mix over some of the stuff. They have the jab stuff tend to be a little noisy.
Right, yeah.
That's just a thing.
Yeah, you hear that.
Yeah, no, but it's kind of a known thing, eh? Like
among you all, because actually, like some of them we talked before about them, and when I go back and listen to them, I was like, oh, it sounds good to me.
Well, I remember the minister saying they went to, was it Carriacou or somewhere, and it was like, we went in this fella bedroom, little bedroom studio, and he's like, yeah, Dash and all these guys come through here.
Right.
And that's just what it is. So they don't have the best facilities, so it tends to be a little noisy, a little not the best quality, but that used to be the source.
Got you.
Right?
I suppose that's the energy.
So it's just how do we keep the source but make it sound better?
Understood.
And that was really the goal. You're going to laugh at this because I didn't tell you this. I won Grenada Road March in 2006. Yeah.
Oh, you've been doing this?
Yeah. So we've been doing, and I think with Tiana as well in Antigua, we did probably Groovy or Power or something. So I'm familiar. I may not know all the current trends, but I used to do the run. Trinidad, St. Vincent, Barbados, Grenada, St. Lucia. We went in St. Lucia already. Right. And just go down the line. So I know the different styles.
I got you. I got you. So you're coming off just like Grenada, another successful workshop in Antigua.
Yes.
But I see just as random as the Tessa and Chin thing, I see a Ciara album.
Yes.
As part of your credits now.
Yeah, that just dropped in August, actually. Yeah, I worked on 6 songs. We had 5 on the EP before, and she now putting out the big album, which is huge. So, on both. Yeah. So I had 5 on that, now we're on 6. We have a new one that added on, and yeah, we're hoping for big things to happen with this album here now.
Yeah, I'm sure that you said that was with Tyran as well.
Tyran wrote probably, if not all the songs, a lot of them.
Oh, serious?
Yeah.
Yeah, bad again to write a song from him since we getting 50% these days as artists.
You wouldn't get 50 from him.
Oh, man.
And you can't afford him. I can tell you that for sure.
It was worth a shot. So as Trinis, we could safely claim the Ciara album.
Yeah.
All right, good.
Sure. I mean, how we role played on radio here a long time.
So. All right, perfect. I love it. So, with a name like Precision in particularly, right?
Who's that?
I don't know. You tell me. The thing about it is like it feels like one of them names where there's a lot of pressure. How you come up with it?
Used to be. It used to be when we in it. You know, when that reset happened on Ash Wednesday, then you have to kind of beat last year.
Right.
So it used to be a lot of pressure. Now, I think I don't care anymore. So it's kind of like we do enough already to be like, if I feel like doing one, I could do one. If not, it's fine.
Serious?
Yeah. But it used to be pressure.
Okay, got you.
Because you had to top your previous year all the time.
Yeah, something I will get into that in a bit too, because the Trinidad and Tobago government, because you said that Grenada government reached out to you about this, right? And they got you on board to do this. Antigua is from the governmental level.
Yes. Festivals and commissions team.
Got you. So the government of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, you know what I mean, in our 50, how much you have independence? How much you reach 60 something? You usually get calls like that to do things like that here?
No, we usually try to design our own workshops and hope to get sponsorship, which we never get.
No, locally here.
Okay, let me be fair. We did get Napa on board and UTT.
Gotcha.
Back in 2018 because I did the workshops here before.
Right.
Yeah, we did a few workshops. We got them on board. Also, Music TT supported as well. Shout out to Music TT, but not like how Grenada did this. They paid for every student. It was free for them.
But they paid for the students as well?
Yes.
I see.
They were like, they hand selected who's coming.
So they invested kind of in the future of what the music.
Goka, shout out to Goka and that whole creative arts office, but they're doing a lot.
Yeah.
They're doing the workshops, but not only in music, because we did one, but they also want to do all the different practitioners in the creative fields. So like stage management, songwriting, mask making, like all these things they're doing. Also, they're giving grants to the producers to get new equipment. So all these students were like, all right, what speakers I should get with this? And they're also doing breaks on customs when they bring in equipment.
I see.
So they're really helping them out. You see how what they say, Spice Mask booked out completely for next year.
Yeah. Becoming one of them things.
It's clear to see. I thought it would take a little longer to see the results, but
Yeah, it happening already.
Immediate.
Yeah, David, let's reach out to the government of Grenada, see if they need podcasting. You know what I mean?
It makes sense. It makes sense.
Like, do it now. I did see some of the participants come after and say how you were able to help them with the existing equipment that they had, and also to guide them along in terms of what would make the difference over there.
Yeah.
So how much of that influenced by what you're doing now in LA? Because when I look at your discography, I ask you, we talk about the things that you've done before. I heavy into local music and soca and stuff, but when I see the names that you've worked with before in LA, like Ciara is one, who might be some of the other international people you've worked with?
So Ciara and Chris Brown was on that song together.
Right.
We just did Aquila from Canada. She's an R&B, I can't say up and coming anymore, but R&B superstar in Toronto. She actually have Jamaican roots. As my friend now. Caribbean people, we just
Yeah. We make a friend.
We did Carl Thomas years ago. A. Marie at a point. I'm trying to remember.
There's some of the people who dominated.
Yeah, we just did the K-pop song, So Enhypen in Korea.
I see.
Yeah.
So those things you would record by you, or they send into mix master?
No, a lot of those things sent out.
Serious?
Yeah, sent out. I never met Ciara in person.
I see.
That just came back, the K-pop thing. Well,
right.
That was a song written for Usher, and one day I just get a call like K-pop group singing. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take it.
Yeah, that seems like a strange world to me when you say it like that. You know, the sort of fragmentation or the specialization in the industry. That's normal in LA or abroad with global music.
Yeah, I mean, everybody have their teams, and then they will go out and look for the songs and bring it back, and then they work with their people.
Right.
Sometimes, if you get enough credits, you could start to be invited to those rooms and work with them. The K-pop thing, well, they're in a whole next side of the world. So, they kind of get more into Western music, so they come in and get in songs from all the Western producers and writers, and then they'll take it back and change it to Korean. That's just how that world is. A whole different world.
Oh, wait, a whole different set of numbers and everything too, right?
Completely different. I think that album went platinum on the day it dropped.
Yeah, it's
million
strange,
copies,
right?
twice in Japan and Korea.
Serious?
I was like, what is happening?
Well, you're seeing who we might know in this part of the world as very big artists, American artists, and 40,000. You know what I mean? When
Night and day.
Yeah, I suppose. So how does find out about you? How your name gets so big? How you get to be people? Just
well, no, they don't find out. It's just me and my team and colleagues and different connects you make where you're pitching.
Right.
You're throwing spaghetti on all the walls.
Right.
Dead serious. So
see what works.
Anybody say, hey, this person looking for this? Sure, I'll send something. I may not have it, but I'll send something. I'll find it. And that's what it is. It's just hustling and working tirelessly,
right,
and not letting any opportunity pass.
I understand.
That is really the name of the game.
Yeah. So why LA? When you initially made that move, what made you choose that market?
So I did an internship back in 2010 under Dre and Vidal. Shout out to Simon and Carolyn. They took me and Nikolai there for the first time. What we went there for, boy? So long ago. I think we went there for EA games. We were trying to get on FIFA soundtrack. We went there with Kes, Simon at that point. And we met Dre and Vidal, and they're like, hey, we're doing this music house. It'd be great if you all could come. We were engineers at that time. We engineered more than them.
Right.
So they didn't mind having engineers in the house. And I did a year there, kind of saw the whole system of how they run things, and learned a lot. Hated a lot. Yeah. Learned a lot.
Really?
Good and bad. But brought that back after the internship, and that's where the whole explosion of precision happened.
Right.
I like to call it the songwriter. What I call it, the songwriter model.
Yeah, songwriter revolution. We have song revolution. Or your songwriter revolution is a lot of changes.
Yeah. So So that was. But to answer your question, LA. At the time, LA was just budding to be the hub, because LA always had film because of Hollywood, but music was now coming there because everything connected now.
Right.
Musicians and artists acting and doing more songs for film. So it kind of started to be this one hub. Right. Still have Miami, still have Atlanta, New York to some degree, but everybody in LA.
I would have thought New York. So Miami and Atlanta is bigger hubs for music than
I wouldn't say bigger hub. It's different.
Oh,
Atlanta have Future and the trap scene and the rap scene. So they're still hot for that.
Gotcha.
But
yeah,
LA,
I might be stuck thinking 90s hip hop. So I still think of New York.
So
a lot.
LA is now the pop hub, right? So all the Katy Perry's, the Dr. Luke's, the big engineers, all the big writers, the Ryan Tedders, all these guys is LA.
Right. So if that workshop would have been 2011, 12 is the only time you went to
The internship?
The internship, yeah.
2010, because I know I took a year off.
As early as that?
Yeah, 2010.
And then when did you move to LA? When you decided it was
2015, 16. So I came back, and there's a good thing to say. I came back and had to save for like 5 years and prepare to go back to LA. Because I was like, all right, we moving.
Right.
I don't know how, but we gonna figure this out.
But wait, before you go, what make you decide you're moving? You just wanted to be at the heart of that?
Should I give you the real reason?
Yeah, we want to hear.
Or the censored reason. So I always grew up studying hip hop, right? Studying R&B, studying rap. I would sample Timbaland instrumentals at the end and chop little things and make beats. Right. And but of course I born into soca, but I really liked hip hop and R&B. And got into the soca thing, was doing it, but it always sounded different, right? In the early years, the beats always didn't fit.
Yeah.
The soca always sounded weird.
Right.
And some of them get through, some of them is like, this too strange. But there's always our goal to make real publishing. So, sorry to say, but we don't make real publishing here. Yes, Carnival, and at a point we were making good residuals from Soca Monarch and all of that, but we don't really make publishing on radio here. So the goal is always to get placements outside, make real publishing, get a Grammy. It's always been a goal. So I was like, you know what, LA it is.
So when you say we don't get real publishing, from the producer's standpoint, for instance, it's not...
For all the songwriters, all the composers, Cut only does so much.
Right.
Compared to how mainstream publishing would be. There's no comparison. But again, market size, a lot of different factors. It just can't compare.
Yeah, I've seen plenty of people who in your industry saying the same thing. It's a running trend at this point. Because what people would say is, for instance, you can't deny an artist. So for instance, if I have a song I like from Bungie, I would assume from the era I come from that Bungie write it, he make the beat, the feta don't care. When you go to hear different you just sit with it and it's Bungie.
Right.
You don't know who else
is. You don't know the whole team behind it.
Exactly, so that the artist gets the credit. But so I was surprised to hear, because I always, the barbershop talk is that the writers make all the money.
Well, here, no.
Yeah.
Because the artist going out every night performing and making a performance fee.
Right.
We gain some mechanicals and some royalties on the radio, maybe some royalties from it playing in the FET. But it's not enough to sustain.
Evidently, if you had to save for 5 years, to go to LA, think bad if I try to produce a song. It kind of hits you that.
There's a point I was going to tell you. Also, to living in LA, so there was a point where I moved and I was still doing soca, and quickly realized that I cannot do soca and live in LA.
Yeah.
Soca can't pay my LA bills.
Yeah.
And that was just the reality of it. And I was
no matter how good it does here, it's not going to.
No.
LA ain't no joke, expensive night.
Exactly.
Yeah, LA is no joke. I was there a couple of years ago. I came to LA. I think the name of the year was Van Nuys. My brother lives
North
there.
Hollywood, Van Nuys,
he's studying film scoring. He could kill me if I don't get that right, but it's somewhere close to right? So the opening for this podcast would be a Riddim section from Point First Line Giants. He recorded it and produced it for his album.
I know the intro.
He did it. But so he was graduating from the school he went to, and we went up for the graduation. And it was at the height of that Kendrick Lamar thing. Not like
this recently. It's recently.
Yes,
okay.
It was when that.
That was a nice time. That's a nice time to be in LA.
It was different because it was already. It done heated, right? It was meant to be a week after the weekend when all the songs come out back to back and that kind of thing. I never hear nothing like that in my life. Every Uber you're in, every store you go into,
that one song unites that city so much. It was crazy to even see.
when I hear heavy rotation here, I just started thinking 96.1 and certain artists who get. Well, I started to understand what heavy rotation.
American radios are different.
You could not turn the radio station. It was just saying they're not like us. I can't remember the name of the four. It was about four others. Every store you go into, everywhere you go, it would play over and over and over. So I always wondered for somebody like you, when you in that environment, how you getting us feel for what we need as fetters down here?
People used to ask me all the time, it's like, well, you don't party and you don't go out, so how you know? And I was like, well, I've been to enough fets to know.
Yeah.
I've been to Soca, I play mass 2-3 years.
Yeah.
That's
not enough.
Around it enough to know what to do, but also I think there's beauty in not knowing as well, because I wouldn't do the same thing and I wouldn't do what everybody expect.
Right.
So it's kind of, I think it's work for and against, depending on how you use it, how you channel it.
Right.
Yeah.
So you going based on what you feel and what you're hearing at the point.
Well, yeah, I mean, you still do market research and you be smart, right? You say, all right, what out now? What's the BPMs? What the tempo looking like? What happened last year? Was it more power? Was it more groovy? Was it Barbados kicking we ass? Was it Grenada kicking we ass? Was it St. Lucia kicking we ass? Like, so you had to kind of watch the trends and adjust. Yeah, it's a little bit of smart warfare. A little art of war going on with music. You had to watch your market trends and try to figure out your space.
But your starting point would have been a lot of that too, because you grew up in a place where plenty of the music that shaped the time we grew up in was being made home by you.
Yeah.
So how small were you when you were around Kenny at the time? You seeing that home?
Yeah, I was crawling in the studio in Pampers, to be honest. I don't know. He gave you the story with the preacher? Yeah, I think he did. He did. Pull out the plug?
Yeah, for sure.
I don't remember the set, but everybody's telling me it, so
Serious?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, and what age you is then?
I wish I could tell you about it.
That's
1995.
95. Could be
95.
What age is
Jump on
95?
Wave is 95. 87. 8.
8 years old?
Yeah, 8. Yeah, 8.
Oh, you born 87, right. So I home still too, right? 95, I'm 15.
Okay.
So I'm sneaking out. But where I live, and I could hear brass, right?
Right.
And what I was talking to Kenny about is what that particular song did. People was real fed up at Jump and Wave at that time, and they was killing Super Blue.
Any road march. Yeah. Any road marches.
The whole era.
Yeah.
There was plenty of that and thing. And people was... Mass had changed too. Like, Mass was... heavy standard and something with Barbarossa and them things. Remember them time?
Well, so, vaguely, I don't know.
Just say yes, yes. Let's play along. So, it really shifted where the masquerader hands-free. And I feel like it's one of the things that make because before I was real wine, whole standard and wine.
Right.
But boy, they went hard with the Jump and Wave and it was about 5 years straight. But the preacher was so different. And I was telling Kenny, he was counting up Road March and all his different accolades. I said, boy, you can't count that one if Kasey pull out the plug. I said, that one is where Kasey started. Yeah, don't count because that stopped. Just the way it stopped. It was so aggressive in the beginning and the way it stopped.
Yeah.
But you have early memories of being around the studio and them kind of thing. Who might be some of the artists you remember seeing in the studio them times?
So I remember Square One and Alison Hines being in the house. I would have to give up my bedroom for Alison and them to stay.
Oh, the house. It's not just the studio.
Well, how it is still to this day, the studio is in the house.
Right.
So we have the house and the kitchen, but the studio is its own little thing
space
with its own entrance. But people used to come from all them islands to work and stay in the house.
Right.
So Alison Hines, all of them was there. Well, Preacher and them for sure. What other memories I have, boy? Rash Otiai, he spoke about that.
I remember
I grew up around all of them.
Yeah.
So I know all of them, from Isaac, Marge, all of them. Who else, boy?
Yeah, everybody. Because that hero.
I think I don't think I have much memories of Machel working with Kenny, but I remember when he palmed him off on me. Yeah. I remember that point.
I don't think you can say it like that.
Pause. I think it reached a point where Kenny was like this soca thing that you're trying to make me do, and he's like, hey, work with my son. So yeah, he kind of palmed me off. I think he get fed up.
When he was here, he was properly fed up at that point in time. He said Kyle and Kasey and them go by them. Them is the men.
And back then, there was this, how to say it? This, unintentional disdain
Right.
for the soca that was coming up from the older heads.
Right, yeah.
Because
Unintentional.
I'm trying to be PC here, okay? But they had this kind of like unspoken war kind of thing, like
Right.
Calypso is this, and they're coming with this 4-chord thing. So it was kind of like, you want to do that? Go by Kenya, go by Kasey and K.
Yeah.
I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
Until it became what
Of
it is
course.
now, right? So yeah.
So Iowa is one of them artists I hear tell an interesting story about.
Yes,
yeah,
Iowa. I forget about Iowa.
I remember. No, Iowa was again plenty of the things. I was talking to Kenny about this, and in looking at your career, or at least what I feel is the beginning of your career now. You know what I mean? We're still in the early days of your career when you think about it. It's at these inflection points for the culture.
Okay.
So Iowa was one of them because Iowa, you talking about unintentional, but here they did not like Iowa. Iowa was completely disliked. Them older Calypsonians,
like him.
Yeah, well, I guess, yeah.
But that's what he thrives off of. Eh?
Well, I suppose, yeah. If them guys are your born, so they will live. Eh? But I remember stories about people like Pretender and Kitchener and them fellas saying that it's not, you know what I mean, or Sparrow. There's a story my father was telling me all the time when Tent used to clash. He was playing in Kitchener Tent. And he said Iowa had Boom Boom Time, the year Sparrow had no back.
Was it Boom Boom Time Kenny do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'd say that was one of the first productions.
Okay.
So he's saying when they do Boom Boom Time and Sparrow and Kitchener Tent clash, Sparrow saying no damn Boom Boom Time here, like what can I perform? You know what I mean? So when you're hearing them things from men like that, is a big thing. But the nice thing about rebellion is this, right? If the older heads fight you, the youths go love you.
Yeah.
So we love Iowa, you know what I mean? At that point in time, like Iowa, you don't want to hear nothing else that come before Iowa.
If there's one man who does get through, it's Iowa. He'll find a way.
Your father call him the ultimate hustler.
He is.
So one of them songs that stand out for me a lot is that Tractor. And you were telling me the B-side of that was one of the first.
Yeah.
What was the song
I
again?
think he did Tractor he brought Tractor by us. I don't know if Kenny mix it or record vocals, because I think that was Nasty produced it.
Right.
I believe. Maybe Nasty or Short Shock. I don't know. I
Right.
can't remember. But he wanted to do a B-side on the same beat. So we took the same beat and he sang a new song, which was I Run the Party. Right. And I recorded that, and I was young. That's one of my first like official.
No, you have to say what is young. You're young now. What was
10,
young again?
I was 10.
10?
Yeah. And I recorded Iowa. I will write my first check for 3,000 TT.
At 10?
At 10. Plenty money back then.
Yeah, because when we was really saving to go LA, you've been having money. It's just wild.
I don't know if I ever see that 3,000,
Yeah,
but that was the first check.
I wish my son get to 3,000 dollars right now.
It go on.
What do you mean? Reparations. So, at 10, you're comfortable, you're confident. What was your feeling doing that then? You're just used to it? It's just what it is?
So I have this joke, right? And this used to happen a lot, where Daddy would have sessions, and some nights he would have a client come, let's say Iowa,
Right.
and he tired, and he might just be like, Kasey, just do that session for me now. And I would go in the set. I glad, right? I go and sit on the session, and they come in and be like, all right, where your father? I say, well, he's sleeping. Okay, well, he ain't coming to do the session. Nah, he doing it. They go, pause again. He's 10, eh?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Let me say 10 to 15, because it happened for a few years. And they'll watch me and say, you running the session? Yeah. You sure you know what you're doing?
Right.
Yeah. And bet your bottom dollar by the end of that session, they're not going back and work with Kenny.
Serious?
Dead serious.
He didn't tell me that part of the story.
You can tell it that part. You can tell it. No.
Tell me the palm off part.
No, the only thing I would say, of course, I had to mess up a little bit, make mistakes until we lock it down. But yeah, that's how I get a lot of my clients from Kenny being tired. And palming off. Trust me, I record enough chutney band and traditional Indian songs on harmonium or harmonica and things.
Right.
Because he didn't want to do it. But that is training for me.
Gotcha, of course. So I wasting time asking you about how you go produce soca when you wasn't even aged to go fet and you was making. I always understand, right? Before we even get on to some of these songs, you cause real problems in my life. You know?
Wow.
You cause some of the
bring me
music
on
you
this
sing
podcast,
is real. Yeah. I've been waiting. I tell him, I say, anytime Kasey here, just tell me. We go make it happen.
How boy?
Because of the music. It has some kind of music you make where it's not really for your wife. You know, you say my married wife. It's not, it's your other wife, you know.
Partner.
But let me go back to yours now. You can decide if you keep that in or not, right? As for your other wife. or stranger in the fete. It makes that was stranger when you bounce up somebody in a fete and them has somebody and you have somebody. Some of them song designed for that. But it's no way in my world I could ever think that somebody who is 10, 15 years old is that making that kind of music. So at that point, where you're just trusting, when you hear and when you feel, because you know fete and thing, you must hardly listen to radio.
Well, how to answer that? Remember, all this time I still studying hip hop and R&B.
I see.
So I trying to figure out how to use the things I study from hip hop and learn how to make soca. Right? So these are the years where I trying to figure out how to song like soca, because it never is a song like soca. It's a song like something.
Yeah.
Like Kalalu. It's a song like Madness. Like even one of these songs, we didn't touch on this here, Gevex, but Machel Vibes Cartel, Hold Me Tonight.
Really?
I don't know what that is, right? But I was just experimenting. Yeah, I produced that.
You cause problems in my life.
Experimenting. It kind of dancehall, it kind of something, I don't even know. Yeah. But that's how we used a song before.
Yeah, of course. That's early Cartel. I met Cartel once in Jamaica and he was talking about that song.
Oh, serious?
Yeah, we were doing some sponsorship thing and we had met with him. And he was just connecting to Trinidad. You know, like Tree talking to Trinidad.
No, that song was huge. But I think that song was bigger after.
Yeah,
when it came out, it was cool. But I think only like afterwards, it really was like, wait, nah. These are Machel and Cartel.
But it's similar to what you're saying because the youths at the time, like for instance, the pace of it is Juve pace too. You know what I mean? It's a real group.
Yeah.
So now you might see when I was playing 10, 15 years ago, you're playing Juve, and it has some bands who just take a little chance by Princess Grong for some reason to play a dancehall.
Oh, they're doing that since then?
Yeah, a long time. Ever since. that never changed. Yeah, since back then. But that song kind of give us a feel of what we're looking for. That you saying that it's just, let me just say, different from soca. It's not exactly dancehall. Me know what that was.
Exactly.
But when you play that on the road or you play it somewhere, just give you a different feel from the other pull out the plug ones, because that's all we was hearing for a while. You was hearing that constantly.
And you saying it as a positive, that was a negative for me, because I was struggling to try and sound like soca. Yeah, because a lot of things I releasing to radio and it wouldn't play because it can't fit.
I see.
Even We Not Giving Up, right? The one with Doggy Fresh is not the original, right? So Take Over Riddim is the original.
Right.
And that it kind of play on radio, but it still wasn't really fully soca.
How different was the remix from the original? Same rhythm,
Very different.
Very different?
Yeah, because Doggy Fresh, they used his beatbox. I think Shell Shock worked on that, rest in peace. Nice. And kind of made this jiggier beatbox, soca, dancehallish kind of beat. Right. And that's what really make the song take off, but that's not the original.
So it's not
that's not the same sample as what I had,
gotcha.
But they changed the drums.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and then put Doggy Fresh on it and all that.
So let me ask you this: you're not seeing that in a sense of like validation for you at that point? Because if hip hop is what was your heart and you're trying to make it fit, and then that's an early record for you, right? You have somebody like Doggy Fresh on it, feeling that connection.
But now at this time, all this time, right? Let me just paint this picture for you, right? All this time, I coming home from school in my uniform, and I might watch what going on in the studio for a little bit, and be like, all right, cool, and I'll go down the road and play football, and I might come back and make a little 2-beat. I'm not studying all of that, you know. All of you saying I'm not studying all of that. I no, well, that was Waterman's days. Yeah. I not thinking about all of that. I just having fun.
Serious. Yeah, that's why you're just causing people problems for fun. School uniform is crazy to me. School uniform, I can't get into the fets where your music playing. It's wild. So that first recording where you have that done as one of your earliest recordings. What you have as the first? What's the first one?
I think the first is Chemistry, Lock Up. Right. You probably wouldn't know it, but I was like, the funny thing is,
well, that's the finger and know it now.
Right, but Chemistry is actually Hamid. Roger Alexis, who is Santana, the puppet.
I see.
I can't remember the other two because it had two different groups, like boy groups back then. So I can't remember the actual. I think Corbin was one, but yeah, it was kind of like 4 guys in a group. Because I think Party Time was big back then, so it had a lot of dancer groups who will do choreography and stuff like that.
You used to watch Party Time?
Nah, I didn't
so.
grow up on party time. I hear about it. So that was like the first. But again, that story, these fellas just show up by the studio wanting to produce a song, and Kenny was like, well, all they're doing soca work with Kasey. And that being my first production. Show up a Saturday or Sunday morning early to catch the studio early. Yeah. Because they're trying to get a blind. And that's where it ended up being.
Yeah. So it get traction on thing again, radio play at this point, or it's still too early?
This was early.
So what's the first one you're seeing as if you had to mark a point where you realize you have something?
I don't really remember the actual order, but so the irony party happened. I don't know how big that was. Somewhere in that lineup, I would say the Machel happened.
Right.
I think.
Machel Sylvester?
Maybe. I feel like jumping and I'm missing out chunk. But let me say Machel Sylvester, which was sleeping in a bed, because I used to do a lot of work with Nadia and the whole gang.
Right.
And Nadia wrote that song, and that won the first ever Groovy Soca Monarch.
Yeah. Not just first ever Groovy Soca Monarch. There was no Groovy Soca Monarch before that, right? The competition didn't exist.
There was just...
It was just Soca Monarch.
I think it was just Soca Monarch.
Yeah,
I don't remember. Yeah, I think it was just Soca Monarch.
Yeah,
and then they separated
it. That's correct mistake.
But they separated now, and it was Power and Groovy. Probably wasn't even
the same thing.
Probably wasn't even those names.
Then. Yeah. The debate then, the gripe that people had, the public, was that the Groovy Soca was starting to get better and more liked than the Power. But because of how Power is performed, the Groovy never really had a chance to win.
Yeah, you can't judge them. No, you can't judge them side by side. Yeah.
Although I find that's a waste, but that's a different discussion. But
I understand the separation.
Well, yeah, because you could just do more as a performer on stage with a Power song.
Yeah, it's a different energy.
TV. That's right.
Yeah.
So a Power song, them days is hand in the air days too.
It's wildness.
So led by your partner, Iowa George. But the Groovy people now remember Biggie Irie winning, for instance. In a pocket there's no hand going up there. We looking for problems. Your kind of music in effect. We looking for people.
You keep saying this.
Yeah, we looking for people.
Problems.
People. You have no time to watch the performer there. We don't know who on stage, But even Machel Sylvester, who's that crew? That crew is Nadia. Who's the crew? It was Nadia,
Machel, Miss Alicia, Mr. Vibe, Terry Seals. Am I missing anybody? I don't think so. Yeah,
that was a kind of squad working together.
Yeah, and they would write songs. They would help each other do backgrounds, different things.
Right.
All of them were artists as well. Yeah.
So one comment I get a lot from people, right, which I'll try to remedy in this episode is tell me, it's just about songs and they don't give you a link to the song and thing. You see, that song is something I'll make sure to put where people
sleeping in your bed.
For sure.
Yeah. That's on YouTube, for sure.
Game-changing songs, because I don't know nothing that song like that.
I can't listen to them songs now.
I'm sure.
I just listen to it and cringe. I'll be like, oh my God.
What the quality?
What is this mix?
Serious?
What is this?
I listen to Talpi banging for me. I find everything sounding good. But nah, the flow of the song, it was different. So I wasn't surprised when I heard you talking about your hip hop and R&B influence.
By then I started to figure it out.
Okay.
I started to now refine it into be like, okay, this is what soca is. All right, let me try and I lean to the next side now, right? I started to figure out the soca vibes.
But in your mind then, you're feeling like you're doing fusion type music, or you're feeling like you're doing soca proper?
I don't think
Or you sweating and coming
home? I don't think I was even studying it like that to be. I was just glad. I was just glad to make anything.
I guess, something that recognized. The break, where she says somebody sleep. I don't know that had any other song that was brave enough
because
to take chances like that.
That song was anticlimactic because the chorus would break down as opposed to go up, but it worked.
You see, it's good to talk to technical people, because when you're in a fet, you doesn't understand what the technical
but you see,
part is.
that's just like that chorus and be like the spread your hand and let go part, which is where everybody gonna sing along.
Of course.
And then the drums drop back in.
It
makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah. So that feel again, the taste of success. Was it at that point when you're getting that success, or before then that you decided music gonna be a career? How early you made the decision that music is for you?
I don't. This one song funny.
Okay, he make you. He tell you.
No. They guided me, but they never stressed me to be like, you have to do this.
Sure.
But I don't think I ever make that decision. It just happened. I was doing it.
Right. Yeah.
I was in the studio. I was doing it. I was like, all right, cool.
Okay.
I never stopped to think about, hey, am I really going to do this? Well, there was one point where this is further down where my mom and dad met in the bank, right? And they had that banking knowledge and would always kind of advise little things. And mommy was like, you know what, you should go and get a small loan from the bank just so that you could build credit with them, so you have a good rap with the bank. So when you really need money, you're already inside the system. So, all right, cool. So I go on, and they denied me, right? Because I had $14 in my account, and none of the money I was making was passing through the bank. And with that, it was like, okay, this can't work.
Right.
And that is when I made the decision to get a little more serious, to be like, okay, I need to brand one, and I need to form this company to make this a little more structured.
I see.
So that and I remember that decision, because I was like, why is he? I have songs on the radio, and you tell me I can't get a loan? How that making sense? And he was like, well, we have no track record of your da. And then at that point, I can't really get no job letter.
Yeah, I suppose.
So I was like, this not making no sense.
Yeah. Life of an entrepreneur in Trinidad.
And it was funny. I think from that, I probably worked with Machel in the studio that same night. So I'm like, how?
Yeah,
how?
It's an adding up.
It's a $5,000 TT
loan
I was trying to get just to get a loan. He was like, nah, we can't do it. I'm like,
of course.
Boss, I could ask Machel for the money. Like, I'm just trying to do this to anyhow.
In them days, it's a smartphone. You should take a video of you and Machel and show him in the bank. Like, you know who I am? Do you know who I am?
Nah, it really, I think that shake me up, because I was like, this is not making any sense. And I was like, nah, I need to get serious. I need to buckle down and set things so that can't happen again.
Yeah, even that was the business end of it. So that's when you register, and that's when Precision was formed as a business at that point. You're not going to ask the year.
God, boy, you asking me these hard questions.
I like it. You have to date these things.
I want to believe probably registered for some reason. I remember in 2005.
Oh, was it?
But I feel, I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, every time you call a year, I go in from 87 and do some quick maths to then, right? We go add up this as we go along.
Yeah, I think it was somewhere around there where I tried to do that, and I was like, all right, let me get serious and brand this thing and register an actual company.
Right. And well, I can't ask you if that work out. We see the fruits of that now, you know. I remember you bringing up, just not to jump to that, but a award around entrepreneurship that I wanted you to talk a little bit about as well. What was the award?
That was EY Entrepreneur of the Year award for the category of emerging. Yeah, emerging small business, I want to believe.
Got it. That's 2018.
Yes. But it was in partnership with Chamber of Commerce. They were giving business awards out.
Yeah.
Which was a wild ride, because again, mommy tell me to get a loan, but nobody didn't really tell me what to do, right? So we just registered this company. I don't know what to do. I don't know about tax. I don't know about registration and BIR and all that.
Tax up to date, and BIR, the call, everything up to date, right?
So all these things I have to now figure out and fail and make errors and come back and fix different things and all the way up to this EY award. Where to start on that, boy?
Start with the year.
2018, I believe.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, 2018. It was a chance. I took a chance. A friend recommended it to me and be like, maybe I should apply for this. And when I saw the criteria, I was like, holy shit. They ask you everything. Yeah. You need to give taxes. You need to give a breakdown of what you do, innovation, this, that. And it's pretty much you have to show your growth from starting the business, having an idea, and how do you scale this business now to sustain. Of course. And it was a lot. It was a lot. And back then we spent hours, me, myself, and Misty on the team at the time, writing up this text just to explain what we did to gain this criteria for this award.
Of course.
Again, taking a chance, right? Because again, you know, the thing is, creative sector is not a real business. So,
of course.
So we going in already with a chip on my shoulder, just trying a thing, right?
Yeah.
And it started to look fruitful.
Right.
And I realized a lot of people was dropping out, because when they started asking your financials and your money, people was like, oh, nah, we don't want to disclose this. I didn't care, because we coming up and we little Soca thing.
Of course.
You want to see my coins? Sure. But it was really more so just showing the growth and the structure and putting things in place to just go from Iowa just giving me $3,000 and it ending up somewhere in a pile somewhere to now actually making income, have songs streaming, making residuals from iTunes, Spotify, and how we now make this build from nothing to something.
You know what? It's funny sometimes. Maybe in things like these where you get to sit down and talk for a while, or things like those where you have to fill out an application. Did you get a sense when you were doing it, like, wait, and I do all this? I was able to accomplish all this over the years.
So it was a eye-opening experience because they have their criteria: innovation, sustainability. When they start putting the titles to it, and I'm like, oh, this could fit in this, but I never look at it like that, right? So when we put things like innovation, I was like, oh, well, yeah, we push to get soca music on iTunes to be able to be streamed. I guess that's innovating.
Yeah.
And we did this. We licensed this song to VP and had this sync in this. I guess that's innovation. So we know how to figure these things out while we going through the criteria and fit the puzzle together now.
Right. So who might be some of the other people who are awarded? Who are you alongside when you collect? And I remember some of the other businesses.
Yes, I actually spoke to him recently. Christopher Budu Singh. I think he is. God, I'm gonna say the wrong thing, but Cocoa is a chocolate.
Right.
Cocoa Farms or Cocoa something.
We go Google it. Or?
Yeah. He won a different category. I remember. I think Bertie's won as well.
Oh, serious?
And then also Kusal's got equivalent of like a lifetime achievement award. So it was somewhat humbling because I was sharing this stage with Kusal's and these conglomerates, and me with my little soca thing down in Paris.
I don't like when you say that at all.
Cocoa Republic, yes.
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 See what guitar handlers.
Yeah. Cocoa Republic. He won a different category as well. But again, I paint any perspective, right? Sure. Me trying this little soca thing down in Palmis and standing on stage next to these titans of businessmen. I was like, okay, I guess I do something right. Yeah. But it was an interesting process for sure. Very eye-opening.
Yeah. Well, congrats on that. I think it's important that we talk about these things, especially I tend to want to talk about it because y'all don't talk about it. Always be busy, you know what I mean? I think you are learning that you focus on what you're doing now. You sometimes this is a little opportunity for us to stop and smell the roses. Because
I agree.
Somebody now trying to figure it out like what you was doing inside. Somebody pulling out their father plug. Hopefully it work out for them as good as it did for you.
Well, the thing is, even for myself, right? Yeah, we're doing all these things and we be pushing and we're really looking back. But winning the award actually gave me validation to be like, oh,
you felt that way.
This actually making sense. Yeah. So, kind of making sense somehow. Yeah. It's funny too. I think you talk about LA earlier, when I saved and moved to LA, my plan was to move and never come back. I was gone. Yeah. Right? It was, there we go, we may be doing this thing. I gonna do hip hop and I gonna do foreign music.
Right.
That was my plan.
Yeah.
But, right, you would love this. In the 5 years of saving, also building the company up to to be self-sustainable.
Right.
And what I mean by that is we started, was this Antilles? I think we started with Antilles, figured out how to do this distribution contract. It wasn't common back then with Orchard to get music on iTunes. Started making $1,500 a quarter US, and by the time the end of that 5 years happened, it kept growing, and I was like, wait, so I think somewhere in between like 2 years, and I was like, wait, this actually could make sense.
From the same Antilles or from things
just from projects?
Just total?
Yeah, because we started with Antilles, and then also you would like this too. At that point, how to say this? The original model was I will come with his song, hey, I have an idea, jump and wave, blah, 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 rag, flag, water.
Sure.
And he pay us money. We do the beat. He go his way. He put it out. He own that song. He pay how much ever money. Thank you, goodbye.
Gotcha.
Right? So we'll do 15, 20 of that for the season. Yeah, and it's good, right? I just call in random numbers. Yeah. But in between that dynamic, Antilles happened. And little rhythms and stuff happened before. Right. Whereas I was like, okay, if I could do Antilles and own Antilles and make residuals from streaming this and I own it, and now I have a product that I own that I make residuals and royalties from forever.
Yeah, perpetuity.
Now the model started to change. So now all the Iowa songs was here. Started to say, oh, this is making more sense here. Because whereas this is a one-time fee, this is a lifetime of royalties, right? And it started to do this. And that is pretty much what happened.
So you could focus your energy on that now. There's more earning potential for you and, well, for anybody who come after you too.
Yeah, that's why the Riddim thing started to make more sense for producers.
So the Riddim, a lot of the producers who were here before credit you as one of the people who started it. They have you as one of the innovators. So assuming that was on the EY thing, right? I telling you what they say. Me ain't telling you I ain't buying.
So hold on.
I ain't buying it how I sell it.
Let me just clear this up.
Clear it up.
Riddim's been around. Riddim's been around since bookshelf Riddim, all the dancehall Riddims. Riddims has been a thing.
Yeah, here. The earliest I know about Riddims, one of the people who I know was at the forefront of it here was KMC and the crew.
Even before that.
Yeah?
Pigtail Riddim.
Pigtail is local?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the one with Capleton, so I put him on Riddim as Pigtail and he didn't like Pigtail as a Rasta.
I don't even know that story.
Apparently he wasn't too happy about it after.
That song, like, it makes sense. Pigtail was
and Big Fat Fish hunting, what was that?
That was dancehall.
Yeah,
Fire. No,
dancehall.
Pigtail had I thought they tell me that they had a man already.
Yeah, what was that again, boy?
Ba-ba-dum-pum-pum.
And who was
I
doing
can't
that? Do you
remember.
remember? Who did it?
Was that either was Kirk Mitchell,
Right.
rest in peace, or Ken Holder, but I know it was around that time.
So let me ask you, when they're doing rhythms then, the model you're talking about, was that? 99.
Pigtail 99, right.
99
So I did not start rhythms in
okay,
Soca.
gotcha, yeah.
Just
So-
want to make that very clear.
Yeah, so let me ask you this.
We revolutionize it.
That's what I mean, the business side of it.
Right.
When people are doing rhythms before, the focus, it was not structured the way you're talking about. It was structured the same way I was song would work. So the producer doesn't
I
own
have
the rhythm.
no idea. You
I
know.
see.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
what they did back then. I know when we did Antilles, because I had to sit down with my lawyer at the time and figure out how to make this work, because it's a different model,
Yeah.
right? Oh, you're gonna love this. At that time, there was no rhythm contracts. It did not exist, right?
Oh,
So in the Jamaican model, you pay Conscience or you pay Capleton his fee. He sing on our rhythm. Thank you, goodbye. 100% is mine, right? He'll get his publishing, but this is mine. They don't even look back.
Right.
You had to pay them again to come and shoot
Sure.
the video or do any marketing. So it was always kind of this, thank you, goodbye. Let me just make my fee and
Right.
go on. In Soca, we didn't charge a fee here.
Right.
We would just jump on the rhythms.
Gotcha.
But in jumping on the rhythms, I think what happened was, oh yes, I remember this. Our Copyright Act is dated. It was written in however long ago. And there's a loophole, or I mean, not say a loophole, but there's a clause that could work for and against you, which is if there is no presence of a written contract between me and you,
Right.
and we have a piece of music, if there is no contract, it's automatically half.
I see.
Right? Yeah, what's it?
Oh, gotcha.
Automatically half. So if I do my rhythm and I put I own it or I put whoever, and I have no contract, but I own it and spend all my money, it's half.
But if you put 10 people,
It'll be half on every
half
song.
on each one. Okay, got it.
So when we were doing rhythms, we were like, no, we can't fall to that loophole because that will end up in trouble. Also, to the whole point of doing a rhythm and owning a rhythm is to be able to exploit it. License it to Soca Gold back then, or put it in this, yeah, exactly, or put it in this TV show, in this video game, or whatever. So we had to create the contract. We had to figure out the template. At that point, we had no idea what to do.
I see.
So we started at 5%. Okay, 5% to the artist. We do the rhythm. We start there
Right, yeah.
because we had to make something.
Of course.
No,
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody else talk about that yet. But now them numbers changed drastically. And we kind of back to where the copyright law is. Yes.
50-50.
Yeah. So, which to me, and there's always give me shit for this, which this should be interesting. Which to me doesn't make sense on a rhythm. If we're doing a single together and we're going to half, great. We both spend on expenses equally, great.
Right.
But if I do a rhythm and I own 6 songs on this, but then one artist want to come and own 50%, it just can't work.
I get it.
I'm not going back on with 2 wheels, like that making no sense.
I got you. Well, I can see why you're getting the credit for it, starting it, or as you say, revolutionizing it might be a better word, because think of it, if you had to figure out the business model for it, then it probably wasn't there before.
And I get the Izzy Bubbly for it now too.
Yeah?
But it's all good.
Well, the audience was complaining at the time. We talked about that in the beginning because it was seen as, okay, we Jamaicanizing the thing by making all these sets of rhythms. And soca was never that. I had this style and this one had this style.
Yeah.
And like my father and them complaining that everybody on the rhythm song in the exact same. They can't tell one artist from the next. You was feeling that at the time. You was getting that complaints. Or?
I think that's and for lack of a better term, I think that's just an old guard versus new guard thing where.
Yeah, it's a good.
Remember, I born in a new guard, so I wouldn't see it from their lens.
I suppose you know.
So like how I might complain about mumble rap now, it's kind of like how they would complain about rhythms. Then it's like that's not making no sense. Right? Yeah. It's just different lens, different POVs.
But you see any success from it? The takeover came before. You said that you did some work on that too.
Yeah. So takeover and Trample and the Trample, by the way. I don't know if that came up in it. Takeover, Trample, Teardrops was like my early rhythms before the Structure and Antilles. Right. But then we were just having fun.
Yeah. I suppose.
Having fun. I had no contracts, nothing signed for them older rhythms back then.
So then you just collect what you collect up front and that's that?
No, you're not collecting nothing.
So how are you making money?
Then?
Money split?
Well, then was pre-iTunes, then it was just royalties, and if one song get a license with Soca Gold, then you make a little $1,500 US and you're happy.
Got it. Yeah, well, I see why you had to make the move to shift it.
Yeah.
So at that point in time, you deliberately, because you would have, at that time, you have an enormous amount of experience at a really young age, right? Going into rhythms, deliberate because it was a better business decision?
Well, we're doing all these songs every year for the season, and when I say all these songs for Carnival, we could do hundreds of songs. Right?
Yeah, I have a list of hundreds of songs. But go ahead.
So imagine we're doing hundreds of songs that we're selling for a one-time fee, and it gone. Right? When that money done, it done. You pay rent, you pay some bills, it gone. Right. But then we have these rhythms here where you invest in, and you could kind of get residuals. It may not be a lot, but it's a better investment. That just started to make more sense. Yeah,
I suppose better investments are your time and your resources.
Yeah, for sure. And it's not like I stopped doing this, you know. It's just now let's have both. Yeah. Both strategies at play. Yeah.
So one more question before I get into some of these songs. Artists at the time still come into here and say, I have an idea and I have this and I have a song? Or is it shifting? Or is you getting some of that too?
Yeah, for sure.
Because I remember you talking about deliberately working to change, like we talk about in the beginning in LA and how specialized the music industry is.
Right.
So, somebody who doing mix, who do in Trinidad, and I heard this hit in the workshop too, where in the Caribbean. No, I think it was an interview I saw where he was saying that in the Caribbean, he's kind of learned to do everything.
Yes.
Versus in the States.
So that's the first thing I learned in LA, which was like, we are the engineers. Let's say we engineering, the producer produce, the songwriter come and write, the mixing engineer mix, the manager manage. Whereas here we have to do everything, right? We had to do the graphics, we had to figure out marketing, the rollout, everything. You said something earlier there too. So with the rhythms, I guess that's why we call it revolutionize, right? Because we started to say, all right, let's get writers to write. I have this beat, let me get songs on this. And I started to send to writers and get back songs, and we'd choose songs and be like, okay, this is the rhythm. I have 12 songs I get from writers that I like these 6, and I'll start to send them to the artists.
Right.
Also, on the side of that, we started to do singles that way as well, which was we would build beats and get writers to write the songs and then package this as a song to sell.
Right.
So aside from the rhythm, which we would own, we sell in these singles.
Gotcha.
But how we presented it was, this is now Precision as a production house, and we selling the whole vision. So we'll do your artwork, we'll do your email blast, we're selling you the song, you're getting a demo, you could hear the song before. I don't think anybody was presenting a whole record
so it was
like
new
that.
At the time.
Yeah. And also too, I could come and write a song, whoever else could come and wake up with an idea, but it's not always going to be the best song, right? But when we start using writers who this is their profession and is what they're doing all the time, it kind of guarantee a little more success to get a hit, because everybody specializes in their own field. Yeah. So that's where the revolutionized side start coming from.
Ernst & Young see and get this award. I to see where it's coming from.
That was under the innovation category.
Of course. Because like that was a big debate. Another one of those debates where, okay, the rhythm thing killing the thing. But the writer versus thing, that specialization that you're talking about, for you, I partying at the time. and it felt different. So I could just kind of compare it to a time where the music was getting a similarity to it, the jump and wave thing. The Bajan invasion came. I think 2010, that space was a space like that too. And hence the reason the groovy competition kind of started to take place.
Oh, yes, because I think 2010 was where Machel had a lot of songs with Dwayne, which was like Wine and Season, and a lot of Bajan songs because Dwayne had a run.
Well, I would imagine, I guess.
That's
so
around there somewhere,
Yeah, the feel, the bounce state is about the same now that you say that. And while, as you say, the old guard was complaining about it, for people who are partying, like myself at the time, you get a better party experience because them days fed still long like hell. Brass might be going till early in the morning, daytime. And you're getting a feel that, okay, the music actually changing. The feel of the music and effect from a DJ.
One point I just thought about and realized, so with LA and the experience also came songwriting and song structure.
Right.
And learning the formula behind songs, right? If it's pop or R&B formula, it's a formula, right? Verse, pre-chorus, hook, bridge, whatever it might be. So coming from that and learning the science and putting it back into soca now is why we would say it sounded different, because now we have formula with the song.
I also the formula was the Soca Mafia, isn't it? Right.
See what then the Soca Mafia talking.
I thought that was the formula.
I will not comment on that topic.
Who know who one thing. But now that I say the formula, because you hear people talk about it a lot, so it's just the structure of the song.
Yeah, just learning the science, learning the hooks, right? We need this to be hooky. The pre-chorus need to be catchy as well. The verse need to this. Your song need to, your first 30 seconds need to be short because you need to get into the song. It can't be too long. Like starting to really drill into the science. And I remember being in LA and watching it and being like, wait, that's kind of watered down on this assembly line. Right. But I respected it for what it is, right?
Of course.
They were just churning out songs. And some people could complain and be like, oh, that is watering on the thing and thing. But that's how you get great at something, right? You refine that art and you get it to science now. Well,
just to add to what you were saying earlier, that's how he's make a business out of things too.
Exactly.
When you talk more scaling.
Exactly.
If I dependent on writing a song, marketing the song, doing the artwork, which we do a lot, you're never going to get to scale in business. You really had to not just delegate, but specialize.
Yeah. So LA would have taught me a lot about songs and song structure. So writers used to give me plenty talk because I would not like anything. So they'll send me songs and be like, change the verse, change it. Do over this chorus, give me a better hook. This hook not catchy enough. Like I started to learn how to dissect the songs and build them back together. Just basing it off a pop formula or R&B formula.
Understood.
So a lot of these songs, I think I tell you this on the call, a lot of these songs is pop songs and R&B songs.
Yeah.
Bottle of Rum is an R&B song.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I mean, think about, you hear how we sing and a bottle of rum. Who does sing like that? That's an R&B song.
I suppose. So he's saying this bottle and party and think long time you start that, right? Cool,
I didn't start that.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's R&B songs. Vibes got done. R&B song.
So when you're talking about that specialization, who were some of the early writers you started aligning with?
So the early set would have been Irfan House, Full Blown, Vibe. Mr. Vibe was around.
Vibe.
Yeah, he was writing around then. Who I forget, boy. Back then.
Pretty was as early as that? So?
Pretty came after. One set after.
Right.
There were some other writers as well. Nadia was around too.
Okay.
Nadia was writing.
Some of them you call it they're writing and singing at the time, or they're just writing like Irfan and Nadia and them they
Irfan was singing because that's when Irfan was winning all the Junior Soca Monarch and all that stuff. And he was, because I think I worked with Irfan doing Junior Soca Monarch songs. And In Your Eyes was a demo he wrote. He was doing, he was right. Yeah, he was more so writing.
Right.
I'm really trying to remember. But funny story where he did In Your Eyes and Patrice tried to sing it. And the key was right in between her range and she couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And I was down to the wire on Antilles and it coming out. I was like, Irfan, I feel you're just going to sing this. I said, but change lies to eyes. I was believing in your lies too long. Let's change it to eyes. And he did it, and that's the song that started his career.
Yeah, but that was one of the big songs in Riddim too, like up to now. Like again, real problems and
so he was a writer of course, a writer in that capacity, but he was trying to break out as an artist.
I understand.
Coming from Junior Soca Monarch and trying to release things here and there, similar to Voice 2. Cheers to Life was his break as well.
Well,
Vibes Got Done was full-blown break as well. Vibes Got Done, Fett, Fog, that whole run.
And at that point, you're already getting your model in place where you have specialist writers, artists buying into it clearly, because you have artists who come in and I guess for the top tier artists particularly, they will immediately see how it's increasing their range or the things that the topics that they will sing about, the types of songs they do.
Well,
that kind of thing.
yes and no, but not everybody have vision. So we'll send a demo and a man may be like, I like it, but it don't sound like me. Or
I want to come back to how that In Your Eyes was a man bashing song first, right? But before, as you bring this up, I want to know who refused Bottle of Rum and them things.
they have a story.
Let me hear. I cannot believe an artist would hear that. I don't care what the reference track song like.
I wish, the reference track sounded exactly like it.
Serious, not
exactly like it.
Yeah?
Both songs, Bottle of Rum and People's Champion.
Benjamin?
Yeah, exact. They didn't.
So
They didn't change. They didn't even change a comma. I know for People's Champion, nothing changed.
But that had to be written for Benjai initially.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So who refused Bottle of Rum? Let me put out some notes one time.
You can't get me in trouble. I can't call your names.
I want to know who.
Actually, there's a great story. Wait, but I hope I don't get in trouble for this. Bottle of Rum. No, it was Bottle of Rum. Yeah, Bottle of Rum was sent to Blacks first.
Yeah.
Me rest in peace. But again, it probably wouldn't have fit him in hindsight now, right? Looking back. And I remember when it came out, two parts happened to this, right? Blacks turn it down. You say, boy, because again, it's an R&B song. How is Blacks going to sing in a bottle of rum with that kind of twang, right? He's like, that's not song like me.
Okay, got it.
No problem, Blacks, cool. But we had a running joke with all the writers that any song we play for Machel, he just take it.
Right.
And we say, oh God, we can't play this for him and he can't say it's for you. So we played for him and he's like...
you mean whether it's for him or not?
He just taking his songs. And he might take it and it will sit down. And eventually it will come out. Yeah, but we just say like, oh God, he go take a song again. We played for him and he say, I singing that. And we watch each other and laugh, right? But he said, oh, I ain't going to understand yet, but I singing that. Trust me. This time we don't know nothing more, no 3-0. We don't know anything, right? But he can't talk about it because it's still in the works, right? He say, well, you trust me, I singing that.
Right.
And it unfold, the bottle, the rum and the thing, and that's what really helped that song get so big as well. Yeah. There's a big song, but there's everything around it.
Of course.
And then it come out and I see Blacks.
Yeah, what you telling, boy?
Well, Blacks pull me aside. He say, boy. He said, boy, I get a pain in my heart every time I hear this song. The man vex. I say, well, what am I to tell you?
Yes,
actually, I think somebody else turned it down too. No?
Yeah, who so?
Oh God, why you so?
I need to know.
But again, not every song is for everybody.
That's always work. Like when it's interesting to hear some of these stories from you all because people generally wouldn't know.
Yeah.
And as a fan, you can't help but going back to this song now and say, I wonder how Blacks are.
It would not work.
But boy, Blacks might have worked, because
you never know.
The live band feel to it, and Blacks was so good. I remember, for instance, right, that time we playing in Humor, and we leaving. I know a little play mass and a little drink and a little fete. I'm starting to learn that too, right? A little nut. So let me tell you what's happening kind of on Tuesday, right? When you finish the lunch stop,
I know what the lunch stop.
I'm sure you do. So let me tell you what
I play mass and Spice.
You used to play mass and Spice. You was underage for sure.
So you know about Spice?
100% underage. That's a long time.
Now I was underage.
When was Spice?
I don't know the year, but I was underage.
For sure.
I play mass and Spice.
So,
I'll tell you how long I play mass.
I'll take your word for it. Yeah, Spice in LA. Yeah. So we stopped by, their lunch stop was St. Mary's Grounds. So you're coming out by Roxy. But you know,
I think
Roxy
I play in Yuma here too. Actually, yeah.
Well, you would know Yuma would typically have All Stars all the time and Blacks will be on the truck.
Nah, I never see that part.
Oh yeah. Well, Yuma is one of the few bands, we were talking about this yesterday too. The band era on the road might have ended just before your heyday, where it was more...
I don't think I ever experienced that.
Bands on the road? Yeah, it's a sad thing. Maybe it is what it is.
I've seen it up the islands. I don't think I ever see it here. Nah, I don't think so.
Yeah, things about way of cycling in and out, so maybe you might see it come back. But Machel on the road is a special thing to see. And I think he ended it. I'll edit it to make it sound like you say so, but he ended that time where the bands was on the road because he was just so popular. He was mega star at that time, so band security could not control it. At one point, it was
meaning the whole band, right? The full band on the truck.
The whole country. Yeah, the full band.
Yeah, okay.
But also Machel. The last year I saw it was Machel, KMC, at a clan. KMC just had show me your right hand and your left hand.
Oh wow, that's old KMC.
Okay. Had flood on the main road.
Right.
Shaggy was on the truck with Toro. It was mayhem. They could not control the crowd.
That's a nice year, boy.
Band finish. I think it would be poison. The car control poison.
That was a nice
so
year,
you know, bands is section out nice now. That finish if Machel on a truck.
Right, because everybody.
It was a vibe. Even when you remember Jay-Z come and throw money and things.
So Big Pimpin', right?
Yeah,
is that
on that. It wouldn't be that same, but that era.
Around that, okay.
Around that time. But blacks, again, DJs have a hard time, I find, sometimes when people now eat and they now come back out to build back.
That's how to start slow and kind of come back
a
up.
band is a band. And blacks on them special.
Okay.
So I see blacks, we get stick though. So the energy down low and it getting lower. And blacks start to sing Bite Up Shilling. It could be for 2 hours. They never change the song. Because it's song boom, doom, doom,
I don't know what song
doom.
is that.
Yeah, no, you don't live here. Doom, doom, doom.
I ain't ashamed to say.
Like a Bite Up Shilling. And have everybody in a grip there. So when I see things like that, and then I hear blacks refuse Butler, if he had that, I mean, it is what it is, eh? But
maybe, I don't know.
So where did live band feel come from? Because I was telling you that I remember Panorama hearing that song. I pan semis. Them days is on the
So
greens.
I don't know if I ever say this. I don't even think I said this on the other podcast. So I remember randomly, 2 things.
Yeah.
I went to Jamaica for a Red Bull event, and Jeremy Harding was there, and I always used to try to understand reggae used to be live, and I used to try to figure out how they're doing it. Are you building the beat on the computer first and then getting the band to play it over, or are you going and jam in the studio? So I remember asking him one day, I was like, yo, let's do these reggae beats, boy. You just come up with it live, or you produce it first and then they play. He's like, no, we just jam in the studio. I said, oh, bet. Okay, cool. So I called my musicians at the time, and you know the story with that. Full church band.
Yeah.
Call the musicians and say, yo, I need a day. Give me a day, let me know your price. We just go down and jam. I have some ideas of what I want to do, but let me try something. They say, okay, cool. They give me the price for your day, and I had reference tracks. One of the reference tracks was, I don't know if you know the song, Buffy had a song called Soak It. Okay. I think Mastermind produced it. It was kind of like this fake pseudo live band thing, and I liked it. And I was like, I feel I want to do something like that. So Bottle of Rum was patterned after that. That's where it come from. And the band just jam, and these guys... the church band who got in trouble. But these guys used to play together all the time. So one man started an idea, them done gone because they know they're locked in.
Right.
And it started with Jeremy with the guitar thing, which was the thing in the top, which is a song like Ain't Nobody. And they just going down the road. And I was just there as the conductor.
I never realized that's what I sung like.
And I was just the conductor, like, all right, give me this verse, this chorus, or give me the break here, and I was kind of just structuring it and making sense of the ideas. And I saw all those things.
Serious.
Was born.
Yeah. Who's the writers of them 2 songs? Remember?
Which ones?
That Benjamin.
Full Blown Ride Boat.
Oh, Full Blown Ride Boat.
Yeah, Bottle of Rum and People Champion.
Yeah, I wonder sometimes.
Which and I know this is gonna be drama. Which he turned down.
Who turned down?
Benjai turned it down.
People Champion?
Yes.
Tell me why. What's happening right now? We need to call. You have Benjai number? We had to get
No, I don't want his number actually. What happened? Oh, so there was this. It still happens to this day, but there was this thing in the game going around where some artists wouldn't take songs from writers because they want to write their own songs. So I remember calling them and saying, yo, I have this idea. They write this thing for you. It sounds like you. We think it's going to be great. And they write this song. I remember this going a real specific way back. I remember the full story. But he was like, nah, I don't really take...
I see.
I don't really... we end up falling out in this conversation too, you know. Yeah, pretty much it was like, I don't really take songs from writers or them men can write for me or some kind of thing. I was like, well... All right, I say, well, you know, I just come back from LA and I kind of study the writing science and the thing. So I kind of know a little bit about songwriting because he was kind of saying that those songs like me, I don't think it will work. So I was just trying to say, well, I kind of know what I'm doing a little bit. I went to LA, I learned the writing side. And he said, well, why don't you get somebody from LA to sing it? I say, all right, thank you, sir, goodbye.
Yeah.
And that was it, right?
Yeah.
Fallout. Of course, I'm simplifying the story.
Right, yeah.
Fallout. And after Machel decided to, by the way, my phone is going to ring for giving this story. I just hope all of y'all know that because I given them your numbers. Because I don't want to hear no drama. So after Machel decided to do Bottle of Rum, we say, by the way, we send Jai the song, but he don't want to sing it, and we play it. And he said, Jai don't want to sing this? He said, I'll call him and I'll talk to him. And I don't know what happened and the thing, and he called me back. He said, hard luck there, sorry, dog. And he do it.
Maybe he was in LA.
Song.
Maybe he was in LA. He gets somebody from LA to sing it. You never know. Yeah,
biggest song.
Yeah, crazy. So wait.
Here.
Just sorry, yeah, but you saying the reference track was exactly that?
Exactly.
People calling Benjamin and
ad-libs, everything. Everything. I probably have it somewhere.
Yeah,
I wish I could play it for you.
Yeah, that is interesting to hear that because, well, firstly because a lot of people think Full Blown come out this year.
No, Full Blown a long time.
Yeah. Industry would know him for a long time, and that is wild to think that somebody could write a song for somebody in that.
But again, that's why we're using professionals who have the art and the skill for that. They could know your style and channel a song for you.
So this is what I want to ask you. Like, you from what you would have learned and what you know at that point in time, you're not doubting, you're not guessing at this point in time in terms of the formula and the structure. You know where you're approaching it.
For the most part, but things you'll always have the little wild cards and anomalies that happen. But now we have a pretty okay idea of what was going on. A lot of it was luck and just
as with everybody
and just
else.
Throwing things out, but it was working.
Yeah, well, name like Precision, you can see, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but Precision didn't start with the name. It was plenty luck,
I'm sure all of us.
Antilles, I didn't like Antilles. Antilles was a beat I was just doing on the laptop, and I put it down and come back. I was like, it sound kind of cool.
It sound kind of cool.
Yeah, it's all right. Let me, this kind of vibes. Let me try this and see. And that's when we get these songs back and start to science it out. All right, this song and this song, which is some we talk about too. Which is type of songs on rhythms and stuff like that.
Antilles, for instance, you're feeling the rhythm, you don't like it at the time. You send it to your writing crew already to come back with ideas.
I think when I pulled it back up and I listened and I was like, hey, you know what? This have some vibes. Then I send it out. Okay. I say, and I do that now too. Actually, I'll have a beat, I'll have an idea, and it could be the shittiest little shell, shittiest sketch.
Right.
And I'll send it to writers because sometimes they will write something and I'll be like, this makes sense. Let me finish the song. Okay. So sometimes I don't get too strung up on what I think. I'll let a writer write a song and they might come back with something magical. Right. And that is what happened.
So the writers, by the time you get back,
I started to get back song. I was like, okay, this song is cool. And,
so as a reminder, right? Tell me if I'm wrong. Nadia Batson Shiver.
Right. Nadia wrote a song.
Machel Vibes Kerdo.
Full Blown wrote that.
Fun believing in it. Well, we know it's a man bashing, believing in your damn lies too long. Now we know that. Couldn't do Bacchanal.
Couldn't do the song.
And at the time, the name Alternative Quartet was bubbling. They were on it as well.
Yeah. So Andre's a personal friend, went to school together. Actually toured with the quartet and did their sound engineering live. And he always tried to get in the soca space because I think he did alternative concept for Machel years ago, and that's where the quartet kind of stemmed from, I believe. I hope I seen the right thing. But he was trying to find a way to penetrate the soca market, and he said, "Send me something, send him that," and he write that song on it. When I say write the song for the strings, and we had it, and I was like, all right, let me do this.
Yeah,
strings on soca again. Wildin', Diamond Brethren, we just trying that thing, not knowing that it's going to be something revolutionary. And at that time was when Miami Carnival was popping, and everybody would wait for the Miami Carnival mixtapes to come out to hear what coming out. So we tease Antilles on a Miami mixtape, but it nowhere else. And it start with the strings. And people lost their shit.
Yeah, when they hear it.
Like, what just happened? And then you hear these songs coming back and all these things. And it was nowhere to be found. Yeah. Only on that mix for weeks. Men was getting upset. Of course, yeah. So that kind of like, it kind of was like the lead magnet, and people started wild out, and the rest was history with that rhythm.
Yeah, that rhythm.
But I get plenty backlash, I was telling you.
Because?
I I mean, it's my partner. I ain't gonna call the names, but one of my partners was like, I don't know if I like it. It's a little too samey. It's the same thing, it don't change. It's just 4 chords going on the road. I was like, well, I'm trying something. I like it.
I like it.
I like it. But no, I get a good bit of backlash for that. Because it's the same, it's a loop.
Yeah.
It don't really change much, you know. It don't really have no grand displays of musicality. It's simple.
Yeah, I could tell you where the grandness has come from Cooler Fete, you know what I mean? You see a Cooler Fete and you drink a few, it has nothing like Bacchanal and shit. Today, I'm not talking about when it come out, I'm talking about now. They have a style of music, right? And plenty of it is yours, where you see when you're going a fete and it's cold, it's cold. So let me give you an example. Like you go Soca in the morning, it's still cold.
Right.
Or you go Rise and Roast,
Right.
it's cold still. Or even a fete in the night where you just come in, you're sober then.
Right.
You know what I mean? And people need to warm up and start fetting. Up to now, them rhythms and them hello and greet. When you're walking in a Cooler Fete.
No, I think that sound and those sonics, I don't know what to really call it, but it's so synonymous with carnival and fete now. From the time it starts, it just have a happiness and a mood to it. You just smile.
That's what I mean.
I know exactly what I mean.
Yeah.
The funny thing is Antilles, and I didn't know it at the time, Antilles started a trend. It started a style of soca that I didn't know until everybody started copying it. To this day, men still copy it, which is the you know what songs still have that to this day? I wish I could call names, but
you can't.
We'll get in trouble. But plenty people pattern their songs after that for a while, probably to this day still.
Yeah. It works. It can't fail. Yeah. So at that point in time, your business model set, you have you split the way you want it, and you have ownership.
Well,
or something.
we're figuring it out. We're refining it. We now launch. We now do the contract. Now starting this process.
And the artist buying into it at that point in time.
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah, like one of the things I never understood, just business wise, right? Is if I let's use a random name, right, or somebody who really exists. So if I'm Machel Montano, right? If I'm that level, right? I don't want to call no names, but I am solidified several years in the business. In other words, I always wonder about this thing where you make a rhythm, a man writes it, you all do your work and you're sure about what you have. But I feel like if I Corie, you need me. So I don't care what the split is. I don't care what you're going to talk about. I want 100%, let's say.
But that's what's happening in the game now. And been happening.
Yeah. But how do you address that? Because you had to live.
Be asshole.
Yeah.
No, I mean, trust me, this is an ongoing debate and will always be an ongoing debate. But I think it depends on where you stand in the game. Right? So the same way Machel could call that is the same way I could call certain numbers, but an other producer can't call the numbers I would call. So it's really what works for that person.
Oh, that situation, I guess.
I wouldn't do it, right? I just wouldn't do 50% because I just ain't doing it. But somebody else could do it and it'll be fine. But it is an ongoing debate. Because I remember artists tell me that there's like, well, I have a brand and I doing 50%. Wham to my brand. I say, well, wham to my brand. And the funny thing was, right? And we always go back here with this. This is, you don't know how much debates this is causing. The funny thing is, the problem I have, and we could talk this now. I know you'd love this. The problem I have is the artists ask for more and do less. So they ask for 50%, but we release the songs. We send it to the radio as a producer. We do the graphics, we do all of these things. Yes, their voice on it, and we respect that, their brand, their whatever. But they're not performing that song until it get big. They're not working that song. They're not marketing that song. If I get a post on social media, I am lucky. They might post one teaser. So it's like, you're asking for money, you're doing less.
Yeah, we're from here, see. You know what I mean? We're from here.
So I just have a problem with that. And then when I'm ready to do roll out a marketing campaign, I had to beg you to come and shoot a video or come to the radio station. Like, nah, man, that can't make sense.
I understand, yeah.
So, but there's always paint me as a bad guy because I just stick to my guns. I'm not doing no 50%.
Yeah, you're not doing it.
But I think some of the producers started to be like, well, all right, if you want 50 days, these are my stipulations. I need 3 posts. I need this on your Instagram. I need da. Because
the contractually.
You know what song I do with people and they just never post it?
I never really thought of that.
Why putting you on my rhythm if you not even going to post my song once, dog? Nah, man. Come on, man. I suppose
you just do it only if the song get big. So it's your work to get big, and
exactly.
then somebody.
We designing all the marketing campaign, everything behind the scenes, and when it get big, then all of a sudden you're gonna jump on. Like, nah, man.
I like that model a lot. I want to be an artist. I must
take everything.
To some rhythms. Yeah, it make perfect sense.
So that's my gripe with it. Now again, it doesn't take one hand to clap, and I understand and respect that. Yes, they have to sing. Yeah, they brand. Yeah, they vocals on it. But here the kicker for me, right? Sure. And you tell me if this makes sense. If that's the case, cool. Then give me a price.
Right. Yeah.
Let me pay you to sing on this rhythm. Then they'll be like, nah, boy. I don't really do that because it's my but you want to buy my master.
Yeah.
So how this fair? It's not fair.
Of course.
Give me a price. How about this? Give me a price for one rhythm, and then I will let you get 50 on that.
That's what you said they're doing in Jamaica, right? It's closer to that.
Yeah.
You just pay them.
Which is why I asked. I say, well, give me a price then. I don't care if you tell me 10,000 euros. At least give me a price. They can't even give me a price.
Yeah.
So you just want my thing.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Okay.
I like it a lot. You know what I mean?
Okay. So and that's why I draw the line. I'll be like, nah, this ain't making no sense. This is not fair.
Of course, yeah. I suppose from a business, there's a creative side on it. It's very
no, of course, they could come and argue for the other side and the other points. And again, I'm not neglecting their input on their side. Of course, it takes a lot to do what they do, but let it make sense.
I understand. Fair. Yeah, it will benefit both. So
exactly.
I with you 100%. No. Talking about Jamaica, randomly, I hear people start to talk about Tessa and Chin and Kes. It's the most random thing I've heard when you're talking about people. Because again, you're known, and in the name known for certain things. By this point here, you're in sort of a golden era, if I could call it that, right? I call it the era of $6 million worth of Soca Monarch wins and so on, $2 million at a time.
But now, I still had to go, man. I not trying to get kidnapped, so you see them numbers you're calling it. Those set me up.
A lot of Soca Monarch wins. You know what I mean?
Which I did not get. All of that. Let's point out there.
Just ask.
Go ahead.
But yeah, that song with such it turned out to be such a Caribbean staple. You were saying that you were involved from the beginning of that with Kes. It was intentional. You all went here.
Yeah, we went. Kes and myself, he was on the question mark at the time, had the opportunity to work with the son, and we flew to Jamaica together. And again, this is when Kes, he wasn't big like Kes now. And we get a hotel room, double bed, we rough it out. We say, we're going to see to Santa Maria. Like, we knock up someone's laptop here quick. And he sang that melody, and we went in our house.
Hotel room in Jamaica, so they do it before they leave home, or they do it just figure it out.
We're in life, dog. And this probably would have been around the same time when we did the LA stuff. It would have been just trying different things. Question Mark was very instrumental in that. Shout out to Simon and Carolyn. And yeah, we knock up something, went by her, she said she loved it, and they started to write the song together. And I think we went to the studio the next day and put on drums and bass and bring everything back. She do her vocals and bring everything back and finish it. Yeah. Not knowing what it was. I'm not even a reggae producer, but I could do anything. I could try anything. But we got some of the real authentic reggae guys to play bass and drums, so that helped a lot. And we just tried this thing and
I guess you're trusting your ears, because even when you
a lot of people don't know I do that song to it.
Yeah, I didn't know. Again, I think the interview did with Finger is great. Like, it's like, what? That's as random as it gets, and nobody saw that coming. But it's funny, and even to go back to rhythms and kind of like the correlation between them two things, the idea of coming up, playing live music into the thing was missing here for a while. And what you would see in Jamaica, right, is the rhythm thing been around for a long time there. So yes, the band room is create rhythms. Right. A lot of them, right? A lot of the most iconic rhythms was band room rhythms. Yeah. But even when people build the rhythms as producers, the bands do rhythm rehearsals. Because when you're on a stage and Bounty Killer on the stage, you just calling out rhythm name. How the hell you gonna remember all
they had to be able to pull.
They had to be able to pull. And I feel like I wonder how you feel about it as somebody who was doing rhythms early. Because sometimes when I say a rhythm, I just say, what was on that again? Like, you know what? But when I say Joyride rhythm, you know exactly where it was and where it was when it played and stuff. You feel any way about that? Like,
well, if you really look at it, right? And again, this is not to knock anything, but if you really look at the design of, let's say, the Antilles, when I say Antilles, all those songs are staples. They're different in each regard, but they're huge.
Right.
But you remember them. A lot of the rhythms now don't have very memorable songs. And they're just, I don't want to say subpar, but they're not designed right. And we spoke about this. Like, you need to design your rhythm properly. You want one wine song, one girl song, one love song. You don't want 6 wine songs, right? And that helps because it's rhythm juggling. A DJ will be creating arguments and bringing this song will now make this song big. And it's a science. Yeah, gotcha. But we kind of lost that art with some rhythms now where people just flinging anything on it. Yeah. So it's not memorable at all.
Yeah, I guess. So we talked a little bit about takeover rhythm and some of the early days of that. We talked about Antilles. That era of our run that I had to talk about with Doggy Slaughter. You can kill me if we leave that out. You only had a relationship before. Why it was that caused all it just clicked so easily?
I don't know. How I even meet Slaughter Boy. I probably would have met. So I don't know if you know this. A lot of my trial by fire, aside from Machel, before Machel was KMC. I engineered for a lot of KMC songs. Serious? Not necessarily produced, but engineered. So Soul on Fire, well, not Soul on Fire, but was this 3 Miles, Concubine Riddim.
Oh, you caused problems in my life early before.
Like just engineering, because he would produce, but I would run the studio now. Madman, he produced Madman for Machel. Oh God, it has so much.
And you doing the engineering?
First experience, I engineer and recording all his vocals. All that come out from KMP Music Lab. So my dad used to work with him. Daddy did Soul on Fire with him. But it was a run of things. What was the thing? Party something rhythm. With a multi-symptom, girl, I like to wine. All them thing I engineer for. So I that was like my training days.
Yeah, you're a student of it all the time.
Going like every night, and then it was Machel. So I get trained by the biggest dragons.
Yeah, sure, dragons is right. That is my fire. So that's Slaughter run only on just.
I believe I met Slaughter. I want to believe it's true KMC or probably some connect there. Maybe I could be wrong.
Right.
And I think Slaughter would travel all over the Caribbean and get beats from people, and he was very enthusiastic and just wanted to try different songs. Yeah. And at that point, I experimented. So we wilding out.
Of course.
And all those songs come out from then. He was on Takeover Rhythm. Yeah. He had the West Indies song. Yeah. Pokey was Kobe and Stefan. Then we did In My Blood, which was Soca, Carnival, I Love You, which was Kid and Them. It has some others I forget.
So the thing with him, right, it was unique because you always show up at these kind of inflection points for me in my life, right? Because the song system thing was on fire then. It was Radioactive, Excalibur, Matsy Miller.
And that's what he used that as an advantage. Yeah. Because he had soundman culture. So he know how to design the songs.
I suppose.
How to write the songs, what topics to write. He was right advantage. Yes, Slaughter was right. Yeah. Actually, Slaughter was writing everything. Yeah. At that point. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. And what you say is exactly right? That might be the reason he wasn't on 96.1 no more, because he used to travel all the time. And Lisachi to work. And they didn't like that too much in 96.1. And then you hear no longer have Excalibur on 96.1, right? Yeah. Again, I'll make it sound like you say that part. I taking myself out of all this.
Just give me all the trouble,
Slaughter was a unique one because of that. He
would go and get beats from the most random producer in Belize or this one or somewhere and bring it back and do this random song. And I would take the files and fix it up or mix it or record vocals. Gotcha. So, yeah.
Yeah, and he was unique too because out of all of them, Trample. Yeah, you know, I mean, there's a ton of them. The whole Riddim, right?
Yeah,
good. So he, Shal, Hoppy, everybody was singing.
Right.
But then he at the time, even before Shal, was the one who everybody just say is like, all right, he has something different, he doing things that stick. And again, a lot of forever music. At the time you're working on them things, you have a sense of 20-year-long hits on them kind of thing?
For me, I don't think anybody, we will say, I want to make a classic, but we'd ever have a song and be like, this gonna be a classic. It just happens. Yeah. And sometimes it's not the one you think that's gonna be the hit.
So you're feeling it with him at them times because that song in like if it
some of them we would like. Some of them we like Spread the Love was one that we really like. Pokey I did not like. Me and Kenny actually fall for Pokey. But Pokey I didn't like, but I ended up being huge to this day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like, I mean, TikTok he did on Pizza Cup and Riddim.
Right.
Right. So he was going everywhere and just going on rhythms.
I guess. Yeah, real Caribbean man.
Yeah.
So outside of that, $6 million man. Let me talk about that now.
Partner.
It wasn't $2 million.
Guys, I live in Los Angeles. As soon as you leave your door, as soon as you step outside. As soon as you step outside in LA, you spend $100 US. So don't listen to this guy. LA's a hard city. Do you see that talk you setting me up there with? Nah, brother, man.
So where did work start with you and Machel? Because Machel has done a ton in calypso and soca music or whatever you want to call it, and probably will do more. But there's an era. That era, Machel is stamping on it.
I can't answer that, but I could give you some of my memories. I want to believe we started, or somewhere in the early, with One More Wine.
Yeah.
I didn't produce it, but I engineered on it, recorded vocals, probably did some additional production and mixed it. It's one of my early songs with him. We loved it from the start. Yeah. That's one that was like, really? This crazy. Even the thing in the top, call me anytime you want, was a random sample. I think we fine. And he's like, put that in the top. I was like, why?
Serious?
Why are you putting this random Mexican man saying...
But
at that point, I was like, this man crazy. Yeah. It worked. So it would have been that whole year tonight. But a big part that I think I probably don't say enough is I was also one of his main vocal engineers and vocal producers. So I recorded vocals from Epic, Temperature. I think I recorded him on Family. A lot of the power stuff, Showtime, Happiest Man Alive I mixed and recorded. Dance With You, I think I recorded his vocals.
Fast Wine
we produced with Jelani.
So the whole Tiny Desk, because you do the whole Tiny Desk?
Half of it.
All right, okay. Check it.
If I didn't produce it, I'd probably mix or record the vocals. So,
right.
So that's why we have so many songs. I might produce some, but a lot of them, I was just recording the vocals. Right. So that we were locked in for a while.
Right.
Because I was the only crazy one enough to keep up with his craziness.
How bad it was? I heard about... like 12 and 15 hour studio sessions and 24 rehearsals is really like that.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. But I think, as you say before, baptism by fire, but I also am a perfectionist as well. So I would keep up with the tracks, and we'll have sessions, 100 and something tracks. But you had to be able to read that language, and a lot of guys would tap out.
All right.
And I go in strong. You'd be like, if I get our vocal, I know exactly where it is, because I'm a nerd, so I know this stuff. So... Yeah.
And you're going the distance with time.
It's like, who could out-nerd who?
Yeah.
At this point.
It just reminds me when you come here and you say you're in sleep and you're tired and them kind of thing. I know it's not true at all. I know you're accustomed to these marathons.
No, I stopped that.
You don't know that?
We ain't getting younger. I need more sleep.
So it would be advantage. That era where he was winning, because that point might be the most winningest part of his career. Winningest. You know what I mean?
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Very good.
In that...
10 points. A+ on your scorecard.
I just say winningest and only most winningest. That's the most wrongest
English you could get. Most Trini word you ever invented.
Double superlative is special. You cannot be that. But
Double
during that time,
rhythm.
there was a big truck time and them things and big wins then and that kind of thing too. But that time he was really just hard to beat in every competition that you went in.
But I remember this story clearly. He would outwork everybody. No disrespect to anybody else, but he crazy. When it comes to that, you can't beat him. I think when I realized nobody ain't doing this was, God, I can't call names, but Vibes Got Done. We were doing Vibes Got Done. It was SOE, and that to come down before SOE and leave after, right? And we spent a whole night on ad-lib track, only the ad-libs, nothing else, for the whole night. And I was like, nobody else not doing this. And the proof was in the pudding is like, oh, that's why you're great.
Yeah.
No. Do I think it's overdone? Yeah, we don't need to work that hard. Yeah, right? We need to work that hard.
The result is as good as it is. You might be able to argue that as well.
Well, I mean...
Like, I have one experience, right? Completely layman and fan and that kind of thing. I don't by no means understand it. But I remember going on, there was a studio on Arpita Avenue at the time where he was doing some work. It's one of the ugliest rooms I ever went in, but like the whole thing is red, white, and black. It's very, very
not
rare.
That was an engine room.
I can't remember, but I don't know.
Wasn't Robin?
I don't know how I ended up there.
I was a South man, so I don't even know.
You coming up there. Yeah, but it was just random, and the guy was working on a Machel song, and he played. And instantly, as a feta, I know, hey, that bad. Let me get that now. And he said, nah, Machel, I'll do your ad-libs. And I was like, for what? Is there nothing to change? Is there nothing to do here? I was like, if this release now.
It's good to go.
Yeah, but then I heard it after he did the ad-libs. But I was like, shit, this is not...
You know what you're doing.
Yeah, it's not guesswork.
I gave him that. But at the same time, I'll still say it overdone. Yeah. But I could say that now.
So you had a good relationship throughout, a good working relationship.
Yeah.
When you were in LA, some of those things we were done when you were already over there. You weren't here at the time.
He was there.
He
lived in LA. So a lot of songs recorded in LA. Vibes Got Done recorded in LA. Family recorded in LA. His vocals.
Right.
The Ariana Grande recorded in LA. His vocals. All My Life. Song Bang recorded in LA.
So you doing his vocals even then over there?
Yeah. I was one of his main engineers at that time.
Random question, right? How much soca artists will have a specific engineer for vocals in your experiences? A lot of them do that?
Not really, no. They'll go by different people and record. I mean, I have a few of them who will stick to like voice, will record with Nikolai.
Right.
Kingston will do a lot of Travis stuff.
Okay, got it.
So I have a few
dynamics,
but it wasn't like set like that.
Right.
Yeah.
So at that time, you and LA and both only working together.
And there's me being fresh in LA too, so I was still doing soca a lot.
I see. Okay. So you lost touch of the culture yet?
No.
You lost touch of the culture now?
I will leave that comment alone, but let's continue.
That 2010 to 2020, even when I pull up some of the rhythms and I show it, even the ones we didn't touch on, it's really a special time. So congrats on that. And we even say how it's just a part of your career or a part of your legacy.
Yeah.
One of the things I found that was interesting, and I wanted to talk about it before they put me out, was your business approach to the music. I saw that it led you into becoming a voting member for things like Grammys. You said before that you had that in mind when you were going to LA. How important was that for you?
So, yes, I became a voting member, but aside from voting member, I'm also a screening member on global music. At a point, I was on Afro as well. But I've always been trying to figure out, I mean, aside from, yes, I don't do soca that much anymore. We're still trying to figure out how to make inroads to get soca recognized or get more producers to be in voting members, get more guys submitting their songs, because we still have to build numbers, and we're far from it.
Yeah.
But the more people who get in every year and become members and vote and have a voice and give soca a voice in there, it's just gonna get better.
Yeah.
So I've always been on that mission and trying to figure out the system to be like, all right, how could we? Let me learn the system to know that, all right, when is the time for soca to get a category, or if I want to submit something to try and win something or be nominated, let me learn the system and get in the mix. So that's what I've been doing.
Gotcha. Now, Kenny, when he was here, brought up his Dexter Simmons, is it? And he would have went on to be a part of a Grammy winning project, no?
Yeah, a few. Well, no, one that I know, one for sure, but I'm sure there were others.
Right.
He won with Outkast.
Oh, yeah.
Speaker Box, Love Below.
No, you said that you were mentored by him very early,
Yeah.
and it came up through that. A question I have is that we like our own awards. I do. I like the Calypso Monarch winners and the Road March. I love that argument, right? And who win this and who win Panorama.
Right.
But the global awards matter to you. You think it's important for us to do overall. I wonder sometimes if you were to get that Grammy and the genre of music is not soca or calypso, how well you feel it will be received here? Because when he said the word Dexter Simmons, not like he widely celebrated here.
Right.
You know?
How would it be received? I don't care. But I say it like that because I don't care, because it would only help my side and my track record to now open more doors. Right? So even if I win a Grammy for mixing a rock song, it's just going to open more doors for me to get in more doors, right? Which could only help our culture and what we're doing.
Of course.
So I don't watch it that way, how you're watching it, because I can't.
Yeah.
If I sit down and study that, we'll do nothing.
Yeah, that's what we to focus on.
We will do nothing. We'll be arguing about a flag now in a video.
We
can't sit down and do that.
Hell of an argument if you ask me.
I don't have time for that. Yeah.
So you would say no, your focus today is more on other genres of music than it is in soca?
Yes. I do believe there are other versions of soca or a different twist on it that could work
Right.
and probably cross more. But I also believe that the current form could work too. It's just we need the numbers, we need the support, we need the unity as well. Yeah,
that's our next podcast when you're talking about unity. I have 100 questions around that. But what I will say as we close is, I hope I want to talk to Kenny. I can talk to you direct, right? Because I say, Kenny, anytime you're here, tell me we're doing it. Because when you just look at some of these things you've done, it's amazing to talk, just to get to talk to you and for you to tell some of these stories. I was telling you when we were talking last night, I watched Theron from BVI talk about his stories behind some of these songs. They are wild.
It's crazy. But even his story, have I heard his story?
No. Get him to come now.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's a yes. I think that's a yes.
It's possible. It's possible.
Yeah, you do it a Caribbean man.
It's possible.
Yeah.
I just started a game in Trinidad, but it's possible.
But I appreciate the fact that you take the time to come and do some of it too.
No,
because
thank you for having me.
Yeah, a pleasure.
To be honest, and I'll give you a little 5 minutes. I know you're bigging me up for the old podcast, Jesus. But I'll give you a 5 minutes up. Praise. When I saw, I knew, I had no idea what the podcast was. Even before Kenya and I saw you doing it, I was like, hey, this look good. The lighting good, it looked good, the sound good, it looked like a real podcast. And so I was like, okay, this look cool.
Well, if the sound good, then if he said the sound good,
it ain't great, but it good. But it was really done properly, and I was like, okay, I don't know who Corie is, but it looked good. And then I saw Kenny was on, Mevon was on. I was like, all right, cool, this makes sense. Good job, sir.
I appreciate that.
Two flowers.
I'm glad you're coming through. I'm glad for it, and I hope that you continue to come through as you progress.
Yeah, no, this is easy for me to do.
All right, perfect. I appreciate that.